Okay, let's start with this. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. So, Alexis, I'm just gonna make a few questions about your career and the fight you have at UFC 170. So, Alexis, tell me why did you become a fighter?
You know what? I kind of fell into it. It was something I was always kind of interested in when I was younger. But you know, my parents they worked a lot, so you know, there was four kids, and you know, didn't quite have as many opportunities as let's say other ones. And it wasn't really. I didn't really start till I was 18, and it was a friend of mine, and she asked me, "Hey, you wanna do kickboxing with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And I just kind of fell in love with it. I became automatically addicted to it, and I was there at the gym 7 days a week. Started doing jujitsu, and started going to the gym, and they just couldn't get me out of that gym. I was there training every single day.
So, now you tell me you started when you were 18, right? So it was difficult for you to start like a little bit late in the fighting scene.
Yeah, a lot of people are surprised when I tell them that. But it's, there's a new, I say like they're called the hybrid fighters nowadays that, they've been doing some sort of martial arts since they could walk. Yeah, these fighters, they get so many more opportunities. I'm from a small town, but I think it's all about how much focus and how much time and effort you put into your training. Because, I know I had a late start, but I feel like I hold my own. I do pretty good.
Okay, then I have another question. You started with kickboxing. Why did you choose later jiu-jitsu as a discipline?
Yeah, you know what? It was like from a small town, and we didn't have much there, but we had it was mainly actually jiu-jitsu academy where I started, but they also offered the kickboxing, and it was that kind of. My friend, she wanted to do the boxing. She wanted to do more of the striking and the hitting, and that's what, kind of made us jump into it. And it was really not until actually another female at the time that said, "Hey, why don't you, come try jiu-jitsu, see if you like it or not." And I did, and it's just been, a passion of mine ever since.
Okay, so it just became natural. You just fell in love with it.
Yeah, I don't know. It just. It was like, this is what, I want to do. This is what I love to do. It's, I don't fight for the paycheck. Believe me, I couldn't afford it. So you got to love it.
So, tell me, how did you get the nickname Alligator?
Alligator actually came across because at the point in time I was living in Florida, and ever since, I was younger, no one ever knew. I was never called Alexis. It wasn't really to like my career. My family, like even now, and my close friends, they've always called me Allie. They'd say Alexis, and then, some people wouldn't even know who you were talking about. And it was just, living in Florida that obviously, come across Florida. You have the Gators in there, and it really just came to be the alligator.
So, well, but you're Canadian, so that's kind of an exotic nickname, right?
Yeah. So it was a few years back that I started training. I moved from small town in Ontario, Canada, and I moved down. Was two training camps. I did about 2 training camps in Florida, and then after that, I made the transition out to California, and I've been there ever since.
Okay. So, how's your strategy for the fight against Jessica I?
For this fight, I obviously don't want to give too much away, but I know she's a great fighter. She comes off of a huge fight with Sarah Kaufman, and that's been a little like hurt for me because I've come across 2 losses against Kaufman, so a little thorn in your side. And she was able to, I was very impressed. She was able to capitalize on her movement and her angles. So that's something that I've obviously really looked at and had to work a lot on my stand up as well. But what's going to be my huge strong point is also going to be my ground in this fight. Is being a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, that I know I'm going to have obviously the upper hand in that area.
So you're gonna use that advantage on the grappling area.
I kind of feel like I have a large advantage in my stand-up as well. I feel like it's come a long way. Obviously, my ground game is being pushed every single day. But she's got great stand-up, and I've been working well with that too. I've great coaches, great ground game coaches, great Muay Thai coaches, and even with my last fight, I felt like I've improved a lot as well.
So you already talked to me about your strategy, but how about your opponent? How do you think she's coming to the fight? Do you see any important qualities? I mean, everybody knows you have to be careful in every match against every opponent, but what do you think you have to care about the most?
I think with Jessica, I think I really kind of have to keep an eye on her ability to, create good angles, and she's very explosive. She comes in, gets her strikes in, and she's out. She's out even before you can hit her, and she's got a good clinch TV against the cage, and capitalize off striking off of that.
Okay, then. Well, thank you, Ali. That was all about the interview, and thank you for your time. Good luck in the fight, and we hope you can get a victory.
Oh, thank you very much, and thanks for having me.